Does the true divine masculine exist? If you ask me, yes, he does. Does a true love from God exist? If you ask me, yes, he does. True divine masculine will not see his divine feminine being attacked. He stood between me and the darkness, a dark sky, rain falling softly. The divine feminine stands alone in an empty street, emotionally exhausted, surrounded by whispers, judgment, betrayal, and unseen spiritual warfare. Distance was much more than the present moment. They tried to break her spirit quietly, not always with fists, but with lies, manipulation, isolation, and the slow poison of making her question her own light. Masculine watching. A man standing in the shadows, watching her suffer in silence. His jaw tightens, eyes filled with strained rage and pain. And he saw it all. The people who smiled in front of her, but sharpened their knives behind her back. The energy that tried to drain her softness, the darkness that mistook her kindness for weakness. He saw what she carried, even when she never spoke about it. His protection awakens. The divine masculine steps forward slowly, calm, controlled, unshaken. Enemies begin speaking over her, mocking her spirit, attacking her worth. But he stands in front of her. Silence. Divine masculine's voice says no more, defending her spirit. The close up of his eyes, not violent, protective, ancient, and loyal. He did not protect her because she was weak. He protected her because he recognized something sacred inside her, something the world kept trying to destroy. And for the first time in his life, his strength was not fueled by ego, it was fueled by love. The spiritual warfare was unfathomable. Dark figures circling, whispering voices, emotional chaos surrounding them. But every step he takes toward her causes the noise to weaken. A true divine masculine does not dominate a woman's spirit, he guides it. He becomes a wall between her heart and everything that tried to convince her she was hard to love. And when the feminine breaks down, the divine feminine finally breaks emotionally. Tears fall, not from weakness, but relief. Divine feminine whispers, "Why would you fight for me?" He gently places his forehead against hers. Divine masculine, because your soul never deserves the war placed upon it. The energies fade into darkness. Dawn begins rising behind them. The divine feminine stands taller now, not saved, but protected long enough to remember her own power. And that is the difference between possession and protection. One seeks to control her light, the other stands beside it, even if the whole world turns against him for doing so. They walk forward together into the sunrise, not perfect, not untouched, but united. Real love does not silence your soul, it defends it. The world touched me with hands that only knew destruction. Some came smiling, some came pretending to love, but all carried shadows behind their teeth. And for a long time, I stood alone in the storm, learning how to survive without becoming cold. Then he appeared, not loudly, not like a savior demanding worship, but like a calm flame that refused to let the night consume me whole. He saw the battles I never spoke about, the exhaustion hidden behind my strength, the ache of constantly defending a soft heart. In a world that rewards cruelty, and when the darkness circled closer, he stepped between it and me, not because I was weak, but because he understood that even strong souls deserve protection. Too, his love was not possession, it was shelter, the kind that says, you do not have to fight every war alone anymore. And when the voices tried to break me, when betrayal stained the hands of people I trusted, he did not ask me to silence my pain. He stood beside it, like a shield made not from violence but devotion. There was something ancient in the way he loved me, not controlling, not fearful, not needing me smaller to feel powerful, only loyal, only steady, only willing to stand in front of every shadow that mistook my softness, that mistook my softness for surrender. And for the first time in my life, I understood this. Real love does not dim your light to keep you safe. It guards your light while teaching you not to fear your own brightness. So if they ask me what it felt like to be loved by him, I will tell them this. He stood between me and the darkness until I remembered I carried light of my own, a divine masculine. His prophecy revealed right before my eyes when it was not even fully awakened to see for who I was. But he saw me from far away, my whole being and my future, because that depended on his prophecy, which is revealed in the due time. Now I get to see him fully with the divine eyes that God has inherited in my vessel since the beginning of time, when he created one soul in two vessels. I can read his emotions and understand his cries for love, for a union, a love so strong that it stood the test of time, not from the world, but from God Himself, the one who created it and orchestrated it. When the whole world turned their back, He stood not alone, but with the leadership He embodies, the rabbi, and He surrounded my whole atmosphere and the environment to keep me protected under His wings. I am not only under God's radar, but I am now under my own rabbi's radar, protective and safe, as a divine feminine deserves to be. I am not alone. I am in union with my divine masculine in the soul and in the spirit. I love him with all my heart. The divine feminine's love will never outshine. I love you more. I love you more.